Here's how Lior Suchard's perplexing magic and mental tricks are actually done. We're finally revealing his closely guarded secrets. Next. Welcome back to the channel, Shakers. Derek Van Shake here. And of all the occupations in the world, who are the biggest liars? You may be thinking lawyers or used car salesmen, but it's actually magicians and mentalists. For many, their whole job is centered around trying to trick you into thinking they have supernatural, magical powers. I do respect the amount of work that goes into their craft, but as you can probably also relate, feeling tricked is one of the worst feelings in the world. Lior Suchard calls himself a master mentalist and has a lot of people fooled thinking he has supernatural mental powers where he can read minds and do things like bend spoons and forks with just the power of his mind. So we're finally going to reveal to you how some of his tricks are done, along with analyzing body language to expose this mentalist's tricks and how he tries to trick you into believing he is supernatural. Now, let's get started.
Now, with what I do, I can influence something, I can predict something, or I can make things move, like the spoon bending or telekinesis.
Lior Suchard is being interviewed by Lewis Howes for his School of Greatness podcast. Lior has an easy go-to trick, which is to tell you what you roll each time and always getting it right. Now watch to see how he does it, and then we'll reveal his secret.
Shake it, and you don't know what the number is because nobody knows the number, and I don't know the number.
Yeah.
But if you look at the number, I mean, if you finish, and you look at the number, yes, now you look at the number. Now you're starting to transmit. You think of 6, I think.
Yeah.
Yes?
Magicians and mentalists have what's called magician's code, where they're not supposed to reveal other magicians' big magic tricks. But here's the thing, I'm not a magician.
How about that?
Under the table, so now it's completely, and you take a little pick. You got it? So now I know it's a 2. And one last time, just to make sure it's a, you know what, you can do it here on the table. So
You may be thinking he reads body language, but watch what he does now.
I'll turn my back, you choose a number, make a choice, and cover it. So it's going to be completely fair.
I just choose a number?
Yes, choose a number. Tell me you have it. So I'm not going to look. You got it?
Yep.
So here's the thing. So now I'm trying to analyze you because you're skeptical. You probably stay on 2.
Yes, even when he turns away, he's able to call it every time without fail. Do you know how he does it? Does he have some kind of supernatural power?
And one last time just for fun.
Oh my gosh.
One last time just for fun. So you had 6, you had 5, you had 2, you had 2, and I think that after those, tell me when you're done. Interesting.
Shoot.
I'm looking at the wall of fame here. You got it?
Yep.
I think you will go with, this time you will go with number 1.
Oh my gosh.
So it's all about understanding how you think.
How did you understand the way I thought?
Some of the things I don't know how to explain.
Lior can't explain it, but that's okay, Lior. This will explain it for everyone.
The spectator rolls 3 colored dice. Now imagine, you can not only name the value of each die, but the color it corresponds to. And the best part? You don't even have to be in the same room.
And for some reason, I'm hearing you scream the number 3.
Mental Dice is a versatile tool that gives you extraordinary mentalist abilities under any situation.
So I could look at people, oh, you think of 4. Yes, how did you know that? And then I came to a conclusion that the overall body language, the overall thinking basically tells me, not tells, more like transmit, not even transmit, I don't know, it's like a subtle thing.
Does Sneaky remind you of anyone we've recently analyzed who just couldn't explain how he's so good at what he does?
I don't know, it's like a subtle thing. It's just one of those things.
Yes, Mike Postel, the poker cheater. Remember this guy?
It's like a poker tell.
I mean, I do put a lot of value in those live tells.
When you look at it, I know what's a 4, I know what's a 3, I know what's a 2, during the years
You've practiced it enough.
It's all about, it's like playing a piano. You know, everybody can learn to play a piano, but not everybody will be Mozart.
Mental Dice.
If I get the dice one more time
That's
on
right.
the table, you think?
Want to try? 1 second.
Or if I just guess the number.
Whoa, that's trouble for Lior. But if the dice is not bugged, that really shouldn't be a big deal for Lior. Well, watch.
Well, guess the number,
to
it's
look
just
at it?
luck. We have the same chance to
okay,
guess the
gotcha.
number. But you have to know the number, so
Okay.
I'm going to turn my back.
All right, got it.
You got it?
Yep.
Do you know the number?
Yeah.
Notice Lewis gives Lior a little bit of a sly look here.
You don't know the number.
I knew that number.
Really?
See the problem Lior has? Lior cannot call out the correct number until he knows for sure that the participant looks at the number. Because otherwise his total BS story of how he's telling you he can just sense it in the participant would fall apart.
I'm trying to analyze.
Sneaky stalls until he knows for sure that Lewis looked at the die and now he can say it.
You will go with number 4.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
If all that wasn't evidence enough that Lior uses a bug die, watch this.
You have a number? No, don't cover it. No, look at me. Cover it. Don't pray, cover it, because I have to focus.
Yep, Lior needs the die to lie flat, so the number can be clearly transmitted to him, because otherwise, if it's like this or like that, it would register a different number than what that kid saw.
You know, Uri Geller started the whole concept. You know the name?
No.
I know the name Lior.
Uri Geller.
He's the mentalist in the 1970s who claimed to have supernatural powers. Kind of like you are, Lior. Uri got caught on national television when Johnny Carson surprised him by asking him to perform his tricks using only props that The Tonight Show provided. And of course, this happened.
He is really suspicious, you know. I'm having a hard time with you. I have to have time, and
Uri was telling me you don't feel what, strong tonight?
I don't
Is that
feel strong.
When I drove here in Los Angeles, blindfolded completely in a car.
Well, that can't possibly be a trick. How do you think he did it?
No, straight ahead. Straight ahead. Slow down.
I'll stop.
Slow down.
Tell me when to stop.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stop. Slow down. Slow down. Slow down. Slow down.
I'm cautious. I just cannot see the road. That's it.
Since his eyes are well covered, the car seems to have been fitted with a remote control system, and he just slightly held his hands on the steering wheel to make it look like he was driving.
Keep it safe and don't let go. Just hold it like this.
Now, this is one of Sneaky's group reads, where he tries to make you think that the envelope already has his prediction of what the crowd was going to say. But watch as everyone gives their random inputs to his questions.
Tell me a name of a woman that you know that there's no possible way that I could know.
Vicky.
Canada. George Clooney.
89 to 88.
8. 10 would be nice. Bulldogs.
Notice this long distraction of talking and interacting with the crowd and hosts. I wonder why. Well, here's why.
If this Koshi would be exactly the same, will you freak out?
I would freak out.
You freak out?
I would freak out.
Read out loud what it says.
Exactly the same.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, if he was able to accurately predict what everyone was going to say beforehand, he wouldn't have created that massive lengthy distraction. But notice, he's not done distracting.
I have here my wallet.
He grabs his wallet off the side there, but there's a problem. His wallet randomly showed up there when everyone was distracted. It wasn't sitting there in plain sight the whole time. And look what's in his wallet.
And I want you, Sam, to open it because it's for you. Open my wallet. Open the zipper for Sam.
You all the way from Canada versus Bulldogs.
Yes, it's a letter with inputs randomly chosen by the crowd.
George Clooney. 89 to 88. Home in 8 days.
But if we take a closer look at the letter, notice where every single crowd chosen input is located in the letter. Yes, every single one of them is located all the way to the right. And why would those fields be located all the way to the right and not sporadically within the letter? Yes, it's to allow for enough space for those potentially large inputs from the crowd. This letter was written with blanks, and someone filled in the blanks when everyone was shouting out their inputs.
Can you, David, move over here for a second? I'm going to be between you two.
Now, Lior is doing this morning TV interview and performs the eyeglass flip trick, and see if you can spot how he does it and how he tries to avoid getting caught. See what you think, and then we'll rewind it and break it down.
Because this is your phone, and something very strange is about to happen. I will be over here. David, move back a little bit. We're going to do a little game about chi. I need to borrow your glasses.
Chi? Oh,
Yes.
I like chi.
Yes.
Can I
now,
look my phone?
David, you will not be able to see this,
No, I can't
but they will tell you what happened, okay? David, wave your hand above the glasses like this. What did you feel? Don't touch it.
Just here.
Do it again, do it again. What did you feel?
Nothing.
So it means there's nothing there.
Nothing there.
Now let's open the camera a little bit, so I want you to see all of us. So just don't take your eyes from the center of the glasses. All right? We can zoom in here a little more to look just at the center. You checked it, you did like this.
Check it.
Look, come closer. Look at the center. You ready? Watch.
Did you catch any of it? First, Lior has a very thin magician's elastic, commonly called loops in the magic world. It's around his wrist and is like a super thin, clear rubber band. It's nearly impossible to see unless you're very close.
Because this is your phone.
Second, as everyone is moving around, he turns his back from the camera, so it's harder to spot what he's about to do, and hands back the borrowed phone, which was the distraction for her for a second, so he can adjust the elastic band around his right thumb. He'll be using his right hand because it's further away in the shot and less likely to be seen on camera. See if you can spot him adjusting the elastic here with an odd quick twist of his wrist.
Okay.
Notice Lior is doing the trick in front of the person who now has impaired vision, so he'll be less likely to see how it's done.
So
It's like an antic.
here's the game. Here's the game.
I left my glasses at the hotel.
Look with me. This is
Okay.
David's glasses.
Right.
David, wave your hand above the glasses like this. What did you feel? Don't touch it.
Just here.
When David touches the glasses, Lior is quick to say not to touch the glasses, because at this point, that long elastic is already looped around the right arm of his glasses and wants to avoid any possibility of him feeling that elastic.
Do it again. Do it again.
Do it
What
again.
did you feel?
Nothing.
So it means there's nothing there.
Nothing there.
By encouraging David to feel above the glasses, gives him and the viewers false certainty that there's nothing that can possibly flip the glasses. Therefore, if they move, it must be because of Lior's magical powers.
Now let's open the camera a little bit, so I want you to see all of us.
Lior instructs the cameraman to zoom out, so Lior's thin elastic can't be spotted on camera.
So just don't take your eyes from the center of the glasses.
He instructs David to keep looking at the center of the glasses, so he doesn't focus his eyes on Lior's hands and therefore noticing that his glasses are being flipped asymmetrically by the right arm of the glasses.
All right? We can zoom in here a little more to look just at the center. You checked it. You did like this.
Check it.
Look, come closer. Look at the center.
Even though David probably can't see much,
You ready?
Lior can't be too careful because he's literally tricking David right under his nose.
Watch.
Wasn't exactly easy for his young parents to deal with a supernatural 8-year-old.
One day I was holding a spoon and I could bend it, and I took a watch and I stopped the watch. My mother was like, oh my God, make sure that you describe exactly what you see because everybody can see it also. Look carefully, watch.
Now Sneaky's gonna bend forks and spoons right in front of your eyes. See if you can figure out how he pulls this one off, and then we'll break it down.
Oh.
It's bending!
See how it's starting to bend a little bit. Now I'm not gonna touch it. I'm just gonna show you how it's starting to move. Just make sure that you describe exactly what you see because everybody can see it also.
First, he instructs the hosts to describe what they're seeing to make it more believable to the viewers. When people up close are oohing and eyeing, it creates emotional agreement within the viewership.
Look carefully, watch.
Now here comes the act. Notice that he took a deep breath in sync with a high hand movement to make it appear he's harnessing all his energy to bend the fork. Did you notice what he was doing? Yes, his hand went from a little cupped to slowly becoming more extended to emphasize the existing curvature of the fork.
It's bending!
See how it's starting to...
That's his ending position, but are you ready to see the starting position side by side? Yeah, the fork is exactly the same. It's just his hand that extended.
It's starting to bend a little bit. Now I'm not gonna touch it. I'm just gonna show you how it's starting to move.
Yep, more sleight of hand here. Are you ready to see the before and after? I can't believe they're buying these dad tricks. That's what they are. They're dad tricks.
And check it. This isn't ordinary.
Now see if you can spot when he bends the fork and how this trick is done. Watch.
Oh, this is an ordinary fork. If you look at it, if you look at it, you can actually see. I'm not using any force.
Why doesn't it happen when I do it?
Look.
Because you're not special.
Look. No, Joe, you are.
Oh, he is special.
Look at this. No, it's not. It's almost 90 degrees. Just
Did you catch it? It's really quick.
ordinary.
Lior first distracts the host with another fork. Then when both hands are on the fork, he gives it a quick bend and then conceals the bend in his hand.
A fork, if you look at it.
And then he quickly begins rocking the bent fork. Because it's only until the fork slows down is when your eyes can see any bend. And since the host didn't see any bend before he started rocking the fork, they assume it's the rocking with his pure mental power which caused the fork to bend.
Check this one.
He has numerous other tricks which use the same basic principles, which is to first distract.
You can straighten it if you want. Just
second, alter the object.
Straighten.
Third, conceal.
It's hard. Joe, hold this in your hand. Hold this in your hand.
Look at that.
Hold it tight. Hold it tight. Hold it tight, like this, like this.
Fourth, act like he's using his magical powers.
And tell me what you feel in a second. You're gonna feel something strange. You ready?
Yeah.
Watch.
And finally, reveal at the right moment.
Oh my goodness.
Despite Lior Suchard appearing on their morning and evening shows multiple times, none of those guys in traditional media thought to Google any of his little tricks. Searching spoon bending alone on YouTube would produce dozens of how-to videos. The media was all massively deceived by dad tricks.
Googly.
Yeah, the kind of tricks you would see a dad use to fool 7-year-olds at a birthday party.
They're all tied together.
But how do you do that? How can you explain?
If I tell you, I will have to kill you.
A real-life mentalist.
You're married?
How can you explain that?
Freaky.
Amazing.
Whoa! That's amazing.
His powers have to be seen to be believed. My glasses just moved on their own. When did you realise you had these amazing powers?
Well, supernatural entertainer
Moves objects without touching them.
Also, manipulate objects.
Let's go back, look at this one. I love her because we have so many things to do. Look what's happening to me.
Skeptics, explain that. Now this guy's spooky. He's a witch. Harry Potter has got nothing on you. How can you explain that?
He made the little spoon part fall off of the stem just by staring at it.
How did you know you could bend spoons and stuff?
I got you. I give in.
Mentalist, not magic.
A mentalist is someone who, unlike a magician, I don't use any trickery. It's mind to mind. I gave envelopes to each one of the audience.
Now let's get into some of Lior Suchard's more perplexing tricks.
118, stand up! Look at this. No way!
For Lior to pull this off, he would have to know that she would choose 118 and blue. But how would he know that? First, how did he get her to choose 118? He could have implanted that number into her mind by casually mentioning maybe the time 118 off camera. For example, guess which number she chooses here.
Look straight into the camera and don't let me influence you. How many days of vacation would you like to go?
8.
In this case, he seems to be intentionally mispronouncing 170 to sound like 1-something-teen.
170, whatever you want, tell us.
Which was probably done to remind her subconscious mind of 118 when she was primed unknowingly earlier with that number. Remember, picking a random number quickly on the spot will almost always be the number that's top of mind. Now, how do you think he got her to choose blue? First, magicians know that the most popular color people choose is blue, so immediately that's working in his favor. Second, notice this guy's shirt. Yes, it's blue. The numbers given to the audience were in no order or by seat number. So whoever was giving out the numbers and glow sticks gave the chosen 118 to someone wearing a lot of blue, helping to implant blue into her subconscious mind. But that's not all. Third, notice the color of Lior's shirt. Yes, it's blue, with no confusing stripes or patterns. Also, notice Lior's suit color, basically a charcoal black. So when Lior quickly asks her for a color, what's the only color she sees at that moment?
Blue.
Blue is your color?
Make sure you stay until the end because I'm going to attempt to read your mind through the screen.
The legend says that I was 6 years old and I ate soup and the spoon begins to move a little bit. And my mom told me, stop playing with your food, eat it. And I said, I'm not playing, just look at it and it's...
And the spoon was moving.
I know you don't believe me.
No,
Nobody
I believe you. I believe you.
Yeah.
You.
This is Sneaky's most famous and perplexing trick. See if you can figure out how it's done, and then we'll break it down.
Christine? How do you write Christine?
I just want to point out that the supernatural mind reader doesn't know how to spell Christine. Okay, no more interruptions. See if you can figure out how he does it.
Christine Will, you're gonna keep this. So I want you to pick 2 books, 1 in each hand, from anywhere, doesn't matter.
So there's books around the room.
One book. So come over here next to me, to my left here, And it's all intuitive, right? So just look at me, and just open the book anywhere you want, and just go through between the pages. Yeah, and then, just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And when you want to stop, you just stop. Does it look fair? It looks fair?
It looks fair to me.
So let's change position. You
my
want the
gosh.
left side or the right side?
This is crazy.
Left side.
Can you see the books? Because I want it to be a surprise. But you cannot see it from here, right?
We can see the book. We can't see the
can't
behind.
see
No,
it.
Okay,
no.
okay, put your finger, because you're going to do it. Put your finger here.
This is crazy.
And just move it. Move it, and stop anywhere you want. You do it, go. You do it, anywhere you want. Now comes the best part, because here, is it fair? Fair? Is it, no, keep your finger there.
Oh.
Is it fair?
It looks fair.
It looks fair.
Do you feel
Now-
like he was influencing you?
No, she's doing whatever you want. And I'll give you a chance to change your mind if you, do you want to change your mind? She's looking at the word, but...
No, I don't even know what it is.
No, but you want or you don't want? Final answer.
Are you looking at the word? Do you
No,
Tell me.
I literally
No,
don't
look,
know what it is.
do you know it?
Look at the
Don't
word.
say it. You got it? It's two
Yeah.
words. You got it? Okay, now here's the interesting part, because you can say the, what is the word?
Now starting.
Now starting. It was in the middle of the sentence, and you went like this. You went, yes? And you went to now starting. I saw it also. What's the chance of somebody knowing that?
Slim chance.
Slim chance?
Yeah.
Can you open the
No
little...
chance.
No chance.
Look, can...
No chance.
No chance.
Now starting.
No.
Christine will choose now starting.
One of Lewis Howe's employees chooses 2 random books, and we're going to assume that she's not in on this.
One book. So come over
Did you see the book she chose? It's called Emotional Agility by Susan David.
here next to me, to my left here. And
See what Lior did? He moved her all the way back against that wall, completely away from where cameras can see what's going on behind that book.
it's all intuitive, right? So just look at me.
That's odd. Who says look at me when they're giving casual type instructions?
And just open the book anywhere you want, and just go through between the pages. Yeah, and then, just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And when you want to stop, you just stop.
Interesting how he's saying back and forth, trying to get her to feel very calm, relaxed, to keep her thinking that it's all intuitive and all within her power and control. Someone who is relaxed is the easiest to control, similar to how hypnosis works.
Does it look fair? It looks fair?
It looks fair to me.
So let's change position. You
my
want the
gosh.
left side or the right side?
Now, Lior changes his position to hide himself even further into that corner. Yeah, Lior really doesn't want you to see what's going on behind that book.
Crazy.
Left side.
Left side is here. Can you see the books? Because I want it to be a surprise.
Wouldn't the trick be so much more impressive if the camera showed what was going on behind that book? But that would blow the trick.
But you cannot see it from here, right?
We can see the book. We can't see the
can't
behind.
see
No,
it.
Okay,
no.
okay. Put your finger, because you're going to do it. Put your finger here,
This is crazy.
and just move it. Move it, and stop anywhere you want. You do it. Go. You do it. Anywhere you want.
Lior is moving her fingers all around that page, and she's randomly going to land on those 2 words he wrote down and gave to Lewis a few minutes earlier. Does that seem any way possible? Right, it's not possible. It's all just an illusion. Now listen to what he says.
Now comes the best part, because
Lior says now comes the best part. And if you recall, the word that he predicted was now starting. Oddly similar, right? Remember, he can't casually say now starting here because that would be too suspicious. He needed to trigger her mind back to now starting.
here, is it fair? Fair? Is it? No, keep your finger there.
Oh.
Is it fair?
It looks fair.
Looks fair.
Do you feel
Now-
like he was influencing you?
No, she's doing whatever you want.
Lewis saw Lior suspiciously guiding her hand on the page. So did you notice how defensive Lior got and how quickly he batted down that concern?
And I'll give you a chance to change your mind if you... Do you want to change your mind? You can.
Then quickly diverting, asking her if she wants to change her mind. If you're thinking if she changes her mind, it'll be a totally different word. Nope, it wouldn't be a different word. That's not how the trick works.
She's looking at the word, but...
No, I don't even know what it is.
No.
She doesn't even know what the word is, and he's asking her if she wants to change her mind.
But you want or you don't want? Final answer.
Are you looking at the word? Do you
No,
Tell me.
I literally
No,
don't
look.
know what it is.
Now, Lior is getting a little scared because if she says the word that he influenced her to choose out loud, and Lewis, her boss, says, no, pick a different word than that, what do you think will happen? Yeah, really bad news for Lior. So now you'll notice him close the option to change the word.
Do you know it?
Look at the
Don't
word.
say it. You got it? It's two
Yeah.
words. You got it? Okay, now here's the interesting part, because
Another synonym to now starting, but notice he also closes the book without a marker on the page before revealing the word, so he doesn't have to show where the word is in the book.
What is the chance? You can say what is the word?
Now starting.
Now starting. It was in the middle of the sentence, and you went like this. You went, yes, and you went to now starting. I saw it also.
Lior typically does this trick with a stack of newspapers where it's impossible to find where that participant found that word. But this time he uses a popular book. So I purchased that book in ebook format, so it's easy to search by keyword. Now guess how many times now starting appeared in that book? 6 times, 4 times, 2 times, or never. Those words never appeared in that book together.
What's the chance of somebody knowing that?
Now listen to her odd response to the chances of someone knowing she would choose now starting.
Slim chance.
Slim chance?
Yeah.
Can you open the little...
Yes, he had her so influenced to think now starting in what almost seems like a mini hypnotic trance that instead of saying no chance, she said now chance.
No chance.
Look,
No chance.
no chance.
And it was only until Lewis called it to her attention did she realize what she just said.
Can you show
see
us?
it? Now starting.
You may be wondering if the words now starting never appeared together in that book, then how did she possibly see now starting in that book? Here's the easiest way to describe what happened. Have you ever had something on your mind so much that when you read something in passing, you read it as that thing in your mind? That's the general concept and basically what happened. And there's a lot of ways he could have done that. He could have subtly mouthed the words over and over to her. He could have said, or even other people could have said, now starting several times for her to hear before the interview started, which wouldn't be totally out of place on set. For example, now starting, everyone get in positions, now starting. But also during the interview, leading up to that moment, watch.
Now you look at the number. Now you're starting to transmit. Now I know it's a 2. So now I'm coming, and now you have 1 to 60, and now it's much more difficult. And now we want to say, I start to tell jokes. Now, again, it's very philosophical. Which place are you now? So now you're now hold him like this, and now comes the best part. Okay, now here's the interesting part.
Yes, and this is just what we have on camera. We have him saying now and starting, and synonyms of now starting, which seems more often than typical. When Lior was on Jay Leno,
You were creeping me out a little bit backstage.
Yeah, I have.
But very cool.
I know, I was warm up before I do this.
we're not going to go through a whole nother breakdown here, but just listen to what Lior says to Kim Kardashian.
Point a different word. Here it said season, right?
Season.
No, just use
I
it.
don't know what the word is.
Exactly. Just use your pure intuition for this.
And now listen to the word she claimed she saw and chose out of that newspaper randomly.
What was the word that you chose? What was it?
Summer. He wrote, I think Kim will choose summer.
Now look what Sneaky shows the host right before he supposedly has her randomly pick a word out of the newspaper.
The odds to succeed is 94,171,415 to 1 to succeed what I'm doing right now. Any way you want, just slide it down. When you want to stop, just stop.
Okay.
You do it, yeah.
Chose the word smiling.
Yes, what they think is their own free will isn't their own free will. They're being influenced to see the word and say the word he already decided ahead of time. You may be wondering if Lior Suchard ever failed a trick or was ever called out on camera. Yes, he has. But first, a few times other people challenged him to guess things that were outside of what he controls. For example, here.
We had 10 seconds. Do you remember what I put in my pocket?
I have
with the,
no idea.
No, that's okay.
Since Lior can't influence the host and he already put the thing in his pocket, Lior can't guess what's in his pocket. A similar thing here, but notice how Sneaky diverts.
Do not read my mind.
Oh, yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Oh, yes, I do. He's still very skeptical.
Yeah, okay. I'm thinking of a 2-digit number right now.
I'll do
Look me in
something.
the
I'll
eye.
do something better than this.
You have. I know. This is
No. Take this. I just came back from Vegas. Choose any number and cover it.
Yeah, Lior diverts with his bug die to easily call out the right answers and continue to trick people into thinking that he has special powers.
We have Mr. Lior Suchard here, and I want to challenge him. You've challenged me, now I want to challenge him. So I drew something.
The leader of Lior's country, Israel Prime Minister Netanyahu, goes to the podium and challenges him to prove his powers.
Okay? There's no way you could have seen this. There's no way you could have seen this.
Oh, okay.
Because I just drew it.
When?
You're in trouble.
Yes. When the prime minister does this in his own country, it's not heckling. And he's probably the only person on this planet that Lior can't ignore and excuse as a skeptic heckler.
I drew something and I wrote something.
Okay, I have to tell you something. When you came, I was in the middle of showing them something very dangerous. And I came to you from Nigeria, yes? And I was about to ask you to think of your secret PIN code to your bank account number.
Yeah, Sneaky is trying to divert, distract, and even ignore the prime minister, but watch what happens.
Yes? Really, for real, yes? Can I approach you?
No, don't run away from me.
He's like a cornered rat and is literally trying to run away.
Marta, by the way, is his first girlfriend when he was 6 years old. I'm just telling information here. I'm just trying to...
Don't run away.
Someone buy that man a beer.
I'm just, guys... Listen, the object of this game, the mind game, is to... It's negotiations. It's interesting.
I'm thinking.
I know you're thinking. I'm like...
I'm thinking about it right now.
Listen, I'm not very good in drawing. I'm just do whatever comes to my mind, and you will decide if I'm close or not close. It's 2 8 and another 8. Yes?
Lior?
Yeah, sorry.
Don't run away.
Do you think Sneaky has any shot of drawing what the prime minister drew?
Okay, can you... Okay, I put this here.
Yep.
Can you show me?
Yes.
This is it?
This is it.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I was completely off. I'm not going to show you. I'm not going to show you what I've done.
Thank you very much, Prime Minister.
Some of Lior Suchard's mind-influencing tricks are actually interesting, but demonstrating those techniques wasn't enough for him. Apparently, he wanted to be perceived as supernatural with magical powers who can move objects with just the power of his mind. However, now it's finally revealed how mentalist Lior Suchard does many of his tricks, and it's clear to everyone that he does not have supernatural mental powers. As I promised, are you ready for me to read your mind through your screen? Pick any number from 1 to 10, multiply it by 9, and now add the digits together. And now subtract 5. Now pick the corresponding letter of the alphabet to that number. Now choose a country with that letter. Now pick an animal with the next letter in the alphabet and think of that animal's color. Do you have it? Nearly impossible for me to guess what you're thinking, right? I'm going to try. Got to use both hands for this one. Okay. Are you thinking of a gray elephant in Denmark? Was I right? Go ahead and expose that trick in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up if you think Lior Suchard is not supernatural. Give this video a thumbs down if you think he is supernatural. Now in the comments, what would you do if Lior Suchard performed a spoon or fork bending trick right in front of you, trying to make you think he can bend objects with just the power of his mind? Would you just play along? Would you show him your fork bending powers? Let everyone know in the comments below. Remember to hit that subscribe button because we don't want you to miss out on all the new body language and investigative videos where we always shake up YouTube. And I'll see you at the top.